SNP spokesperson Christie.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Yesterday, Mr Speaker, was a very emotional day for many of us. And I'm privileged that I was with constituents in the Central Hall yesterday, Cathy Young and her two fantastic daughters, Lisa and Nicola. And so I joined the Minister in paying great tribute to the infected blood community. When the infected blood community gave a standing ovation to Sir Brian Langstaff yesterday, I think that's a sight that will never, ever leave me, Mr Speaker. So can I echo the public gallery's reaction to the appointment of Sir Robert Francis? For my mind, that's an excellent appointment. And so could the Minister confirm that Sir Robert Francis, for example, will be able to meet the APPG and others in this House? Can he also, and he knows that I have raised this with him, can he guarantee that looking at the composition of the Board of the Compensation Authority going forward, that will include representatives of the infected and affected, and that they will have that what we believe, the rightful representation on that board? Can I welcome the Minister's comments in relation to hepatitis B? This has always been, I think, one of the issues of contention. So can I ask the Minister to consider some people with hepatitis B have been missing out on the existing schemes, and can he have a look for me to find a way that those with hepatitis B get access to the existing schemes? I know the Scottish Infected Blood Forum has asked him that question. Can I also just clarify in terms of interim payments that he mentioned the living, but so can I ask him if interim payments are going to be made to the estates of those who've sadly passed away? My penultimate question, Minister, is some people will raise eyebrows at the fact that the compensation, or the interim compensation, is less than those in the Post Office. So can he give some explanation as to why the 210,000 figure has been brought about today? I echo the comments made by the Shadow Minister in relation to looking at criminal charges and a Hillsborough law, and I very much welcome his comments on memorial. Does the Minister agree with me that there are two other lessons? The first lesson is that members of this House, regardless of political persuasion, can get together to deliver justice. And the second lesson is that those, like for example in the affected blood community, the key lesson for the general public is never ever give up in fighting injustice.
Minister.
Well, I thank the honourable gentleman for, again, his engagement and the points he's made today. I mean, I was there yesterday for the 2 hours of Sir Brian Langstaff's presentation of his report, and it was a very moving moment for all of those who've suffered and waited for so long. I'm grateful for his endorsement of the appointment of Sir Robert Francis. It seemed to be welcomed in the gallery, and I recognise that what is absolutely critical, if this is to be successful, is that the communities need to be fully engaged, and the explanation of how this scheme has been constructed and any concerns around the wider support that's needed are interrogated fully before those regulations come back to the House. But throughout this, it's about reconciling speed and efficiency with consultation. And that's why it was done in the way that I have done it over the last few months. He makes a point about hepatitis B and access to the schemes. I'll be happy to correspond with him separately on that, because obviously there are lots of technical issues there. He asks about the amount of £210,000. You can see it's an irregular amount, because I was trying to get the maximum amount that could be universally paid to those who are infected and alive without any risk of paying the wrong amount. And that was the maximum that I was advised, and as quickly as I could. But what's really important is that we get to the examination of entitlements and get to what that balancing payment is, and get that payment out as quickly as possible. This isn't a stalling tactic. It's trying to reconcile competing priorities of responsible stewardship of taxpayers' money, whilst also trying to do it as quickly as possible for the most vulnerable community. With respect of the memorialisation, I think these are matters where I think there'll need to be wide engagement, and I wouldn't want to make binding commitments today. But I've said what I've said, and I think this will be a matter that myself or other ministers will return to in due course.